If you have a global organization, then you will truly appreciate the ability to switch between languages, not only for the Systems to Win templates themselves, but also for the online training and videos. In the upper right corner of every Systems to Win web page, you can click this link that contains all of the language translation training that you will learn about in this video. That training web page starts with instructions for how to change a language for training web pages. But let's scroll down and first learn how to translate videos, like the one you're watching right now. For demonstration purposes, let's use one of the videos in the Quick Start training. Let's scroll down and then select this video, which then opens up the home page for that video. And near the top of each video home page, there is a large viewing screen where you can watch the video. But that large video near the top is rendered by Wistia, not YouTube, and its closed captions are English only. So if you want to view the video with translated closed captions, then scroll down to find the smaller video that is the exact same video, but this time rendered by YouTube and supports closed captions that can use Google Translate to translate into any language. So select that small YouTube video to start playing it, and then select that small square box in the lower right corner to make your video fill your full screen. Closed captions should already be turned on by default, but if they're not, then click the CC in order to turn them on. Then click the Settings button, and then see where it says Subtitles are currently in English. You select that, and then select Auto Translate. Then scroll down and select the language that you want. It will now tell you that English is being translated into your language. And there you go. Now everyone in your entire global organization can learn from every one of your Systems to Win training videos. So back on the video homepage, notice that every video homepage has this convenient timed table of contents, as well as links where you can drill down to learn more about any topics discussed in the video. So how do you translate any of the hundreds of Systems to Win training web pages? So let's go back to the Languages training page. And that's the very first subject on that page, how to change the language for training web pages using Google Translate. So the instructions say that in the address bar at the top of your browser, copy the URL for the web page that you want to translate. In a new browser window, go to Google Translate. And notice that on any Systems to Win site, if you ever see that little symbol to the right of a link, that means it's going to open a new browser window. And then on the Google Translate page in a new browser window, on the left side, you paste the URL that you copied. And then on the right side, you use the drop-down menu to select your desired language. And then click the button to translate. And there you go. Now every one of your global team members can benefit from every one of the hundreds of Systems to Win training pages in their own preferred native language. And you can easily switch back and forth between the translation and the original English page. In a similar way, you also use Google Translate to translate Word documents. So in your favorite web browser, you go to Google Translate and select this link to translate a document. Then click the button to choose File, then browse to select the Word document that you want to translate. Click the button to open, then click the button to translate. And there you go. Now every one of your international team members can use every one of your Systems to Win Word templates. So let's move our attention now to Excel. and that start with the Systems to Win menu in Excel. When we select this menu item for translations and substitutions, and then choose the second menu item to select the language for the Systems to Win menu and dialogues, we can then use this drop-down list to choose our desired language. And when we click OK, the Systems to Win menu is now in our desired language. And any error messages and help dialogues are also in our desired language. Now notice that even though our Systems to Win menu is now in French, the Excel template is still in English. And that leads us to some good news and some bad news. The good news is that everything you've learned about so far in this video is free. All that's needed is some training to teach your people how to use their systems, templates, and training for process improvement. The bad news is that everything you've learned about so far uses machine translation. And sometimes Google Translate's best attempts to translate a phrase come up indecipherable. Now, when you select Translations and Substitutions in the Systems to Win menu, and then select the first menu item, which is Select Translations and Substitute Phrases for this template, then if your company has purchased any language translations, you can choose your preferred language, and when you click OK, voila! Now the row and column headers and the help text boxes and the training on the help sheet are all in your preferred language. And the translations in your Systems to Win templates are not machine translated. They are translated by a professional human translator and then reviewed by an industry expert for industry terminology. And if you ever see anything that doesn't look quite right, you can use our feedback system to help continuously improve translations. And notice that although the row and column headings and most of the pop-up help are translated, usually your own data is not. Usually your data is in whatever language your team speaks. Now, our online training does teach you how to translate your own data if you care, and there is one notable exception, the FMEA template. The entire purpose of an FMEA template is to avoid making mistakes. So to gain some empathy, how about if you try not making a mistake when you're working from an FMEA that's written in a language that you don't understand very well? And that's why your Systems to Win FMEA has a special feature to easily switch between languages, even for your data. And you can learn about that by watching the FMEA training video. And on our website, you can learn more about what is human translated, machine translated, and the few things that are English only. Now, if you enjoy developing your own homegrown templates, you will soon learn that there are differences between the international versions of Office and Windows. In other words, the German version doesn't always work identical to the Malaysian version. If you are the VP that made the decision to use homegrown templates, that becomes your problem. If you use Systems to Win templates, that becomes our problem. One difference that you should be aware of if you are using an international version of Excel is that when you click a header for pop-up help, sometimes in international versions the pop-up window is smaller than the English version, and it might cut off part of the help. Because of that, and because pop-up help is English only, let's teach you how to translate pop-up help. Go to the Data tab, select Data Validation, then select the Input Message tab. Then copy that input message to your clipboard. Paste it into Google Translate. Select your desired language. And there you go. You can now translate any pop-up help in any Systems to Win Excel template. If your lean leaders want to personalize your pop-up help or user-defined training, then of course there's online training and videos for how to do that.